Welcome to 0 to 60.
Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
All right, welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there, or Wednesday. Shit, I guess it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. We're rolling, baby. Let's pay some bills, and we'll get rolling here on YouTube and Believe.
Let's pay some bills. It's going to be a great show on this fine Wednesday. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA, head to BetOnline today. Get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. Big Matt, it's Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Here we go, dude.
Large human Matt, it's Wednesday of Utah week. How are we feeling?
Feel good, man. You know, Wednesday's hump day, so try and get as much done today as you can positively and, you know, go out and get ready for your opponent. So I think that, you know, everything's in front of this football team, so they just got to keep – that's got to be the message every single day.
Absolutely, no doubt. And you know what? Let's get right into it, Matt. Colorado versus Utah. Let's go ahead and preview this matchup. Break down this game. What are your initial thoughts on Utah? I'll give a quick update on Utah because this is big. Utah lost another quarterback to a season-ending injury last week. So who knows who they're going to start at quarterback, whether that's the Mormon MILF Hunter's brother or who knows, Big Matt, but they're down another quarterback. But let's go ahead and preview this matchup. Your thoughts on this game?
Look, they don't have a quarterback. If they've got 8, they don't have 1.
Yeah.
And God knows who they're going to rotate in. They didn't have a quarterback last year, and we lost to them in Salt Lake. That was a one-score game that I think the refs had a lot to do with. They took 2 touchdowns off the board. So, no, Bucky will not be here today. We'll talk about that at another time. Look, it's a national TV game. Big Noon is here. There's a bunch of recruits coming in. This is a showcase for CU again. And look, things are getting tight up in Boulder. They're starting to feel the pressure, and that's good. So now you get to feel what it's like when you're wearing the target. Forever, CU's been the team in this position where Utah's playing for something, and CU's trying to spoil. So let's see how it looks when it's flipped. Look, Utah's a really good, tough, good foundation program. Willingham is a beast. They've done things right for a lot of years. They just hit the skids this year. Just happens to be their first year in the Big 12 that they hit it. So, you know, if I'm Colorado, I take Utah as serious as they were when they had Cam Rising. Mm-hmm. Like when he was playing at his best, that's the team I'll get ready for. And if you get ready for that team, then you'll hammer the team that walks in there on Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Utah is very good defensively. I mean, obviously, they're not very good offensively, but a top defense in the country, one of the best in the country. I mean, Matt, I'm looking for Colorado's offense to really prove a point in this game. People are like, Colorado's on face of serious good defense. Watch out because this is, Colorado ain't beat Utah in how long, Big Matt? Like, it's
since 2016.
Yeah, so, again, time for Colorado to really prove a point on offense.
Yeah, it's a step-up game. You beat this team. You put yourself in at 8-2, and judging by how they're moving up in the rankings, I'd say probably like between don't know, 15 and 13, something like that, 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you beat Kansas and you're 9-2, and all of a sudden you're in the playoff bracket. So
Yeah.
again, 17 rank it makes sense. They put K-State in front of us. K-State beat us.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens with all this. But you win out in Boulder and it's on, and you have every goal in front of you, and you get to go play BYU for the Big 12 title. And I don't think BYU can beat us.
Yeah, no doubt. What are you looking at to see out of the run game from this week against Utah's tough defense?
If they establish the run game in a way that's productive, then cool. If they use the run game to set up the pass like they've been doing recently, that's also cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep scoring 34 to 41 points, and I don't really have anything to say negatively. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anybody can stop us throwing the ball.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
And now, that said, I like the balance in the run game. I like Shedeur running the ball a little bit more. He had 60 yards and another touchdown. He's really good inside the red zone running the football. All that said, I don't need mass carries from one back. I need carries from the community of backs, and that includes Shedeur at this point. So I think that there's a good opportunity to establish the run game and to smash mouth. But again, if you have a distinct advantage throwing the football against these people, you need to take advantage of it by running the football a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. And East Coast Kev is asking, how is K-State in front of us? What's your response? Yeah, I agree. Pretty damn simple to me. But yeah, I look forward to this matchup. I think Colorado offensively, obviously crazy advantage, but big test for them. Strong defense that if Colorado, starts off slow, that defense is going to be really tough to get started against. But I think Colorado will figure it out. And I think, like you said, I don't think the run game is going to be the main focus, but I think they're going to use it to set up the pass, like you mentioned as well. Defensively, looking for another big week from the defensive line. Warren Sapp and Damian Lewis got them boys going. So I'm looking for another big week from the defensive line. Defense and law firm. I expect the law firm to do what they keep doing. Hill Green. Last week that pick was very impressive. Expect the law firm to do the same thing. And then Colorado. They don't have a quarterback, Big Matt. So I think Travis Hunter and the secondary are going to do their thing as well.
Yeah, look, the defense has set itself up to be elite, and they can't allow. I don't know how many quarterbacks this is for Utah, but it's a lot in one season. You can't allow this team to walk in here offensively and have any kind of success whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if BYU is going to bottle this team up the way they did, Colorado should absolutely manhandle them because we are more athletic than BYU at every position. So I'd like to think that this is the kind of game the defense needs to go out and absolutely dominate. This needs to be an ass beating.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. And Gorjan, we appreciate the super chat. Gorjan says, as long as they don't take Utah lightly, there's no way CU loses. But
I agree with that.
Cannot spot a team with 3-possession lead. Same will apply versus BYU. Yeah, well said, Gorjan. We appreciate the donation. But, I look forward to this game defensively. I think they're going to step up. And, I don't know. Utah, it's going to be interesting with their quarterback situation. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, I'm sure they're going to play the rookie Wilson, and if he plays in that hornet's nest, they're going to sack him a bunch. They're going to hit him a bunch. He's going to throw some picks. They're going to fumble. So it's – I wouldn't say that CU just annihilates this football team, but at the same time – they could just go out and shit stomp them too. But again, Utah's a proud program. They're not just going to lay down. So,
yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And that would be a huge win for them in a rough, long season for them, losing so many quarterbacks and struggling. Big Matt, let me ask you, what is your response to people? What's wrong? Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. But let me ask you a question. What's your response to people who say Coach Prime is leaving after the season and going to the Cowboys, let's say?
I brought it up in April of this year. God knows how long ago that was. I don't think it's real. I mean, if there was one place where he could go and have full autonomy, I guess it's Dallas, but why?
Yeah.
Like, just to hope that you get your kid, because that's not a guarantee. And, Pete Carroll said it great back in the day. Why would I leave USC? Why would I leave USC when I can get 15 first-round draft picks a year and go to the NFL where I only get one? Now he ended up going to the NFL because he got in trouble, but still, I mean, he's not wrong. So I would think that Coach Prime stays where he's at. He's built a foundation. It's working. Players are coming to him. The transfer portal is working for him. He's got the college football by the short and curlies, bro. It's a good place to be. He's got control, total control, can do whatever he wants. Rick George's going to open up the checkbook big time this offseason, I'm sure. And Rick George is actually our guest Friday at 1 p.m. here on the show. So the athletic director for the University of Colorado, the great Rick George, the G that he is, will be joining us at 1 p.m. on Friday to talk about the game and everything that goes along with everything. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So hold on to your ass for that interview. That'll be fun. I don't think he's going to leave. I mean, we'll ask Rick on Friday what he thinks about all this, and I'm sure he'll give the politically correct answer. But I would think that it would be that's a monumental task in Dallas, bro. Like you go to the playoffs every year and still be a failure. So the University of Colorado, he's already turned them around in a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Why go to Dallas and deal with that headache and Jerry Jones, regardless of the relationship you have? I don't see it. Now, if he's going to go somewhere in the NFL, it's probably Dallas or Vegas. But again, why? Why even risk it? You have to go there before the draft, and then you have to set yourself up to get your son. And if you think that like the daddy ball rumors in college are extreme, go do it with Vegas or Dallas and struggle for a week. Yeah. I mean, people are gonna like the scrutiny in the NFL will be through the roof. To even, I don't even think you can match the hate of college football with the scrutiny of the NFL. So I don't know. I just don't see him putting himself in that position. Not after he's got control and really the world by the balls here at CU moving forward.
Yeah, you make a great point there. And imagine the root. I mean, he's going to get some serious, there's already some serious heat at Colorado for the last 2 years. If they go and struggle in Vegas for a week, holy shit.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere, bro. No way.
I agree. Well, Coach Prime went on Speak, I believe the show that Darnell works for, and asked Michael Irvin kind of asked him about these rumors, and Coach Prime responded in due fashion. Take a listen here.
Besides Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know you focus day to day. I know you're a day-to-day man. But can you think about some days?
Let me take the computer here, because you starting to talk that talk. I got to show you where I am. I love it where I am.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I love it where I am. I love it.
You already know you're going with it.
I love it where I am.
Well, Big Matt, there you have it. I don't think
it's true, bro. That place kicks ass, and he's literally got the place on lock. Mm-hmm. So, that's the University of Colorado at Deion Sanders Boulevard. Like, he's might as well just, Folsom Field at Primetime Stadium. It's special up there right now, and he's got it rolling. So, man, he's not leaving.
No way. And I'm like, think about and we've talked about this. Think about the recruiting class he's about to bring in. I mean, I think he's going to really surprise some people this offseason. I mean, he's going to flip Julian Lewis. I don't know. I don't know. Why would you do that and then leave? That's my thing. No way. None of it.
If he was planning on leaving, he would be it's just human nature, bro. Like, you're not going to put as much into the place you're at if you know you're leaving.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, can something crazy happen and they offer him $200 million to go coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But again, is it about money for him, or is it about the opportunity to do what he's doing? I don't know. I think it's more about the opportunity.
Yeah, good question. Good question. Man, well, yeah, I think he's staying. I don't think he's going anywhere, but only time will tell. Let's move forward here. Big Matt, a topic that we talked about yesterday. This is going to take a while, Matt. This is going to take a while, but I got a good topic for you. We talked about yesterday Cash Cleveland and Jordan Seaton trying to recruit Brett Coolidge. And he was asked about this in a press conference today about him and Seaton going to Colorado and then trying to recruit other IMG linemen. Take a listen here.
Yeah, no, it's really surreal. You know, we got a lot of them other boys we're trying to get here too. Maybe build a full IMG offensive line. So we're working on that and get that going, get that rolling. But yeah, it's surreal. It's an awesome feeling. Being out there with Jordan, you know, that communication's been there since high school. So he knows when I call something, what we're doing, and that bond is never breakable.
Your thoughts?
I'm cool with that. IMG's got some dogs. IMG's got the best linemen in the country, bro. They are fucking dogs, all of them. So I dig it. Like, it's shit. You want to get these big motherfuckers up here and start just shuffling out first-round picks on the offensive line in Boulder, I'm with that shit. So, you know, Breck is a special player, and he'll be here again for the Oklahoma State weekend. And that's Thanksgiving weekend, so that'll be fun. I'm with this. I think Cash and Jordan can help recruit the next crop.
Yeah, no doubt. And Coach Prime, I mean, we talked about this, bringing in freshmen. He expects them to play. He doesn't just bring them in to develop them. And he actually talks about that in press conference. Take a listen here.
We grab a freshman, we expect that guy to play. We're not looking at, hey, man, we can just redshirt you, develop you. No. We're looking for you to come in and play some football. I don't give a darn if it's a walk-on, if it's a Cash Cleveland. We expect you to play. So our approach is somewhat different, heavily scrutinized, heavily criticized, but we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Matt, what do you think about that?
As a freshman, that's what you want to hear, because
Right.
there's a narrative out there that they don't recruit high school kids, which is bullshit. They just don't recruit all high school kids.
Mhm.
If you're a good player and you're looking for opportunity and you believe in yourself, that's just Coach Prime's bag. That's what he wants.
Mhm.
Now, if you're just a guy who's got stars next to his name like Cromani McLean and you can't go to class and you don't want to do things right, that's not what he's looking for. So I'm sure he'll take a chance on a 5-star kid, but he's also not afraid to pull the rug out from that kid too, because coaches see way more than anybody else does. They know if a kid's a turd or not, regardless of how many stars are next to his name. So I feel like if you're really serious as a high school player and CU's recruiting you and you're not really seriously taking them, you know, for what they are saying, it's more of a knock on the kid and the parent than the coach. They just don't see it, because what's happening is like it's revolutionizing the way recruiting and the transfer portal and everything works. So, you know, there's some special shit going on in Boulder when you can get incredibly quality snaps from the number one player at his position in the country and the 5-star who was recruited by everyone, and on the same unit get the same kind of production, you know, not in as big of a sample size, but the same kind of productive play from Cash Cleveland, who walks in as a redshirt freshman or as a freshman, true freshman walk-on, and they're both coming from the same place and they're both playing at a high level, and one was a 5-star and one was a walk-on. That's impressive. So, you know, it's identifying talent. Again, a lot of it has nothing to do with stars.
Yeah, no, that's
like Zane D'Souza is only a 3-star tight end up in Loveland, but he's 6'7", 260 and runs 4.5.
Yeah.
So you bring him in and he develops a tight end, he's playing next year. Like, there's not going to be any of this like Well, we'll redshirt you and get you mature. Nah, dude, you're on the field. That's what it is. So get your fucking mind right. That's the way this works. So, there's not a whole lot of like offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Some of them still need to go redshirt and develop. But right now, there's a whole lot of guys walking into college football ready to play, or they're being forced to play and they got to get ready. Either way, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and Zane talked about it when he came on the show. I mean, he's like, I came there looking to play, and Coach Prime said that's what he's looking for that opportunity. Coach Prime said he's going to give him that opportunity or something like that. So
I disagree with you, Jesse. I don't think they would be a dynasty because everybody would have the opportunity to do what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were paying people under the table, and they were doing it in a way that everybody couldn't do. So if you give everybody the same rules and they can all pay for players, I don't know if it does turn out the same way, honestly.
Yeah, good point. Let me ask you something. And Coach JB makes this point a lot. He's always like, Coach Prime doesn't recruit the traditional way and doesn't recruit blah, 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 blah.
What way is
my
that?
response to that would be he doesn't need to. Do you agree?
I 100% agree. Again, they come to him. He doesn't need to go to each high school. He's not just some guy that played that's now coaching.
Mm-hmm.
That's Coach Prime, bro. Like, he doesn't need to do things the same way. The rule book is different for him. Of course, coaches and guys who have to do it the old traditional way aren't going to like the way he does it. No one likes it when things come easy to somebody. Everyone, oh, fuck him. It comes so easy to him. I wish I could have it come that easy to me. Like, there's always some kind of underwoven narrative there, or jealousy or whatever else when something's brought up like that. Like, I wish all the players would want to come play for me without me having to go to their houses. I wish I didn't have to take trips around the country. I wish everybody would just come to me instead of me having to go to them.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that the kids would try and convince me to take them rather than me having to try and convince the kids. Like, it's, of course, everybody's jealous of Coach Prime. That's because you can't do it. You've seen Tropic Thunder, obviously. We talk about it all the time. But at the beginning of the movie, when Jack Black's all fucked up and he's on the microphone and he bites the microphone cable and spits it off and goes, "Fuck you, you can't do what I do." That's Coach Prime. Period. Fuck you, you can't do what I do, and that sucks for you. Deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, you can't do what I do. Puh. Like, it's what it is, dog. You can't do what the man does, and I'm sorry that you can't, but that sucks for you and not for us.
Yeah, no, well said, big man. I agree with you 100%. Man, before we go to a commercial break, I want to show some news that I wonder what your thoughts on this. Today, the Colts announced that they're going back to Anthony Richardson as their starting quarterback this week against the Jets and for the rest of the season. Matt, your thoughts?
I need a break, dog. Hold on, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm pretty tired. I think that this might be the worst game of the weekend. The worst game of the year.
That's crazy.
Jets and Colts, the two worst fucking teams in the history of teams. The Colts are an absolute shit show, bro. But again, whatever. Go play quarterback, bro. Have fun for the rest of the season because you'll never play again. And then Aaron Rodgers, have fun for the rest of this season because you should never play again. So this is what it is. Jets Colts is going to be a shit show. I could give a Tiffany fuck who wins. Wow, they really played hardball with this kid, didn't they? For a whole 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. The over under in that
game.
game.
You know exactly what you have. He's a bust. He's a total and unequivocal bust. He cannot play the position. He was 10 for fucking 32 in the game that he tapped out of. Your coach is a joke in Indianapolis. That everybody there is going to get fired, and they should. Like, it's just bad. So when you put all the eggs in the basket of a kid who played 10 college games and was super average in college too, everybody. Yeah, he can run. He can run fast and throw the ball deep. Great. Can he play quarterback? If I was Anthony Richardson, I'd be trying to switch positions.
What, to running back?
anything, dog, other than quarterback, so I can keep playing in the NFL because he ain't fucking getting to a second contract as quarterback.
Was it JB who's like, let's put him at running back and then put Flacco at quarterback? That would be I don't know. But I just I think this is gonna be interesting how this plays out the rest of the season for the Colts. I mean, I understand they're struggling a bit with Flacco, but I don't know. That game is going to be
Flacco's 48 years old, dog. This kid's your age, and he just got drafted, and he fucked it up already. So you can go back and play, but unless they go on some crazy run and get in the playoffs and he turns this around, he's the guy that quit. Regardless, he's all they got. That's why he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I mean, Flacco's old as shit and probably can't play anymore. Flacco's playing because they still pay him. That's why he's still playing. Like Anthony Rich, this guy is done. He's washed. You can play for the rest of the year, dog, but you're washed. You're washed. You're done.
Yeah, I mean, just what it is. I don't know. He's a freak athletically, but I just don't think he's a very good quarterback.
There's tons of guys who are freaks athletes that can't play the position.
Yeah, that's just what it is. Man, we'll see how that game plays out. The over/under is 43.5 points on that, Big Matt. If you want to do some gambling later, just something to think about. 43 points between those two teams. How many?
Under.
What under? yeah. I was gonna say, I bet the under. That's gonna be a good bet. And who's favored? I know you don't care who wins.
Who gives a shit?
Your Jets are 4-point favorites on AR5 and the Colts. For those, head on over to Bet Online and check it out if you're interested.
Yes.
But man, we're gonna take a commercial break. When we come back in the second half of the show, we're gonna talk about Travis Hunter's brother, Travis Hunter, balling out in high school, and some maybe CU should take a look at and keep their eye on. We're gonna talk about Garrett Bowles after the Chiefs beat the Broncos. He was seen being a little talking to a lot of Chiefs players, and I'm sure Big Matt's got some thoughts about this, and we're going to talk about Joel Klatt. Okay, I'm sorry. And last thing, we're going to talk about college football playoff scenario, and Joel Klatt talking about the college football playoff, and he's saying a 10-2 team from the SEC could miss the college football playoff. We're going to talk about that and much more. We're going to pay some bills here. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass, pro, and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
And we're back. We're gonna have a good second half of the show. Got a lot to talk about. Before we head into it, something I want to show. Coach Prime had the offensive line address the team today. Take a listen here.
Come on in. Start no line. It's on y'all. Talk to your team. As y'all go, we go. Talk to your team.
Hey, just because we don't got upper pass doesn't mean we not physical and full speed today, man. We got to win this week. It starts today. Come on, bring this shit.
Good see talk, dog. Hey, let's compete today. Let's have fun while we doing it, though. But let's compete. And effort. Compete on me. Compete on 3. 1, 2, 3. Compete.
George Seaton, freshman leader out there.
Leader, dude. I'm telling you, this is a good group. That's the kind of guy you want leading when your freshman's out there leading everything. That's pretty good. So, t-shirt practices are what they are. You got to learn how to stay up and really move your feet. But
yeah,
it's that's good. That's what you want at this point of the year. If you're in full pads still, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And going back to what we were talking about earlier, Coach Prime talking about Shedeur playing for the Raiders. He says that would be nice. They have a wonderful head coach and president and a nice stadium. And then he's talking about Antonio Pierce saying he's a great man. He's a great leader. He earned the job. I love what he brings.
Antonio Pierce will not be his coach.
You think he'll be fired? You think Antonio Pierce is fired after the season?
Yes.
Man, do you think Doug Peterson's fired in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Let's see. Off the top of my head, who else on the hot seat this year, Big Matt?
McCarthy's going to Dallas.
Mike McCarthy, is he gone?
He's gone. Brian Daboll's probably gone. Orbrick and the Jets is gone.
Yeah.
Stefanski with the Browns is gone, and he'll get
Mayo.
Gerard Mayo just got the job. He'll be fine.
Never know. Who else? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But let's get into it, Big Matt. Something I want to talk about with you. This is going to take so long, Matt. We've been doing this show for how long?
Just stop saying it.
It's habit.
You're the only fucking person on earth that calls me that. Stop.
Are you kidding me? How many times have you heard JB call you that? Are you serious?
I don't know, but you and JB with this Big Matt shit.
Okay.
It's okay. Matt, you can't stop. I'm Big Matt in your head. It's okay. I don't know. I don't know how I look in your head, but I can only imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gross.
Horrible. Let's get into it. Travis Hunter's brother, Travis Hunter. I mean, he's having a breakout season as a sophomore in high school. I just had to bring this up because, I mean,
well, knock that off. That's true. That's nice and thick.
Chat, I saw someone was like enormous Matt, and I was like, okay, I don't know about that one, but Jesus. But Travis Hunter, he's having a hell of a sophomore season. I just had to bring this up because Travis Hunter's a unicorn. It's in the blood. Travis Hunter's having a hell of a sophomore season. Is this somebody that you think Colorado could go after in the future if Coach Prime stays at Colorado?
What, Travis's brother?
Yeah.
I mean, he's only 5'7", but he's a sophomore?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he's Travis's brother and he's just as good, or he has the same kind of tangible traits, then absolutely. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, and I brought this up because you see a lot of you see the Hood brothers, you see you see a lot of the brothers at Colorado. They're not. I mean, they look at family.
It's a family affair, bro. They are not afraid to bring in family members. So, especially if you can play, it's none of this like we're going to bring in one of the guys because he's really good, and then also bring in his brother. Like, I hate to bring this up, but Marquisha Houston and Marcus Houston, like they brought in Marquisha and then transferred in Marcus, and Marcus couldn't play a fucking lip, and neither could Marquisha, but he was at least better than Marcus. Mm-hmm. Both of them terrible.
Yeah, you bring that up a lot, Big Matt or Matt. Fuck.
Yeah, that's because that guy's a bitch.
Yeah, you've said that a lot. I know. It's. I understand.
I'm sorry. Last time I checked, this said 0 to 60, and I'm going to tell stories on this motherfucker.
I love it. I love it. No, I love it. It's just, yeah, absolutely. Matt, let's talk about Garrett Bull. What's going on with this?
It seems to me like we'll go back to the very beginning of it and see how long he hugs him. And like Pat's trying to get away. That's that old one arm like hanging off like, I don't want to hug you back. Let me fucking go, you big goober. He's doing it to the other fucking, he's like got his head buried in the crawl of his neck talking to him. And Garrett's already super fucking weird. And he's like the guy off Baby Ruth, okay? That Baby Ruth, you've never, obviously you're 12 years old, so you've never seen the fucking Goonies before, but whatever. You've never seen the Goonies, you non-cultured bastard. Are you serious?
Call me
okay, I don't know if we can do this.
I'll take it. That's all good.
I don't know if we can do this. We might need to fucking put the show on hold if you've never seen the Goonies before. I'm just saying, like,
that's our Colorado Buffaloes football show, because I haven't seen that.
This is, well, again, you don't know any of the references because you're 12. And that's not my fault. It's not my fault you grew up in the fucking.
It's okay, Big Matt. I keep you updated on the younger,
I'm sure you keep me updated on these. Shut the fuck up. Look, Bowles is real emotional and huggy with the other team, and I don't know. He looks like a big ass baby in like a football uniform, like just hugging his uncle. Like.
Did he post this on Instagram, Matt?
I don't know where this is off.
Did he post this? What the fuck? It says Garrett. Yeah, so he posts this shit and it says, lost heartbreaker, but all love. And he posts this on
and that Broncos and Chiefs aren't supposed to be all love. This is just really weird, dog.
The hell? Hold on.
He hasn't
been. It says lost a heartbreaker, but all love.
Yeah. I'm saying Garrett Bowles needs to leave Denver. This is his last year, I hope. Garrett lose football game. Garrett go hug opponent. Garrett go back in, eat chicken. Garrett get on bus. Garrett try and block next week. Better for Atlanta. Like it's. I know it's subtle, but he posted this shit. Why are you hugging him like that? Why not? How about a video of you hugging your quarterback and telling him how good he did?
Or anything.
Is this the end of the crawl of his neck? Like, hey, I know you're going to need another tackle next year. Bring me in. And Mahomes is like one arm hanging off. Like, no fucking way we're bringing your ass in here. We don't. Nope. We don't need all that. We don't need that. You're not going to put that evil on us, 72.
Let me ask you, and I don't know if you had social media when you played, but hypothetically, if you're playing in this social media era and you were playing your rival and you lose and you're what the fuck? I don't understand this shit.
Call your homeboy afterwards and talk shit or get a jersey. I don't necessarily have a problem with the jersey thing if you played with the guy in college, but Garrett played at Utah and Patrick played at Tech, and all they do is play against each other twice a year. It's not like they're best friends. Mahomes looks so fucking uncomfortable right here, dog. He looks unbelievably uncomfortable. It's like when you walk into a room and you see somebody that you don't want to see, and you're like, fuck, this guy cornered me, and now I have to talk to him. God damn it. He's tripping over himself trying to hug Alex Smith. What did Alex Smith do?
That's Carson Wentz, but yeah.
Not Alex Smith, Carson Wentz. I don't know, man. I know people will probably get mad at me because everybody is now like, everybody thinks it's cute now that Garrett's like big and like everybody loves that shit now and blame Denver. And when it started, everyone hated it. So I just, Garrett, just go block, dog. Stop posting on social media. This is bad.
I didn't realize that this was I thought this was just a video after the game, but look closer. You posted this shit. What the hell?
Yeah. Garrett says to Pat, "Can I come play for Chiefs?" No play for Chiefs. Okay, I play for Broncos still. Maybe you can think of me at Christmas.
Unbelievable.
Just go look at Mahomes again and how awkward he fucking looks.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's like,
because he's standing there like, what is this big idiot saying to me? Why is he so close to me? Oh God, he's on one leg trying to get away and shit. The other leg's like all fucking like trying to grip the grass to get him away. Carson Wentz is holding him up and shit.
God. What a mess. Good Lord.
Garrett play tackle. Garrett no hold. No hold. Hold? Okay.
God. Garrett, I can't believe you posted that. But anyway, let's move
It's
forward.
okay, dog. Look, in the world of Garrett Bowles, in the GB zone, anything goes.
Right. Yeah.
And that's his work line right there. Fucking GB zone. In the GB zone. I'm in the GB zone. I can only imagine what that zone looks like. It's like 21 Jump Street when they take the drugs and one guy's on one side with all the fucking like animals and shit, and Jonah Hill's on the other side in hell. I'd imagine if you mix those two together, that's probably what the GB zone is like.
Ew. Oh. He's
He looks like the uncle, the really weird uncle that like may have done some shady shit back in the day, that like the really hot niece, and he's like, "Hey, come over here," and hugs her all hard, and the niece is like,
really questionable.
like that's what that's fucking weird, dude.
Questionable. Yeah. Well said. Oh man.
GB zone. That's a GB zone.
GB zone. That's funny.
GB zone.
Let's talk college football playoffs and just the rankings and moving forward here. I want to play something Joe Klatt talked about. And Joe Klatt, I mean, he came on this show. I love the way he talks. He's really insightful. But he talks about the playoffs, and he says there will be a 10-2 SEC team. What?
I can't laugh, motherfucker. This is my show. I'll laugh if I want to. I ain't got to clear laughing with you. Keep talking.
Joe Klatt says that there will be a 10-2 SEC team left out of the playoffs. And listen to the scenario he describes. It makes complete sense. Take a listen.
Is going to be a 10-2 team out of the SEC that is left out of this playoff. It is going to happen. And I've been screaming this from the rooftops for a long time, since really preseason. I've been telling you 9-3 is not cutting it. It is not cutting it. You are not getting into the playoff at 9-3. Everybody was talking about, whoa, with the 12-team playoff, we've expanded. So, of course, a 9-3 team in the SEC is going to go to the college football playoff. That's not the case. That is not the case. And I'm telling you that a 10-2 team is going to get left out. Look at all the two-loss teams in the SEC.
It'll be like 3 10-2
You've got
teams
Georgia
left
at
out.
5-2. You've got Alabama 4-2. Ole Miss 4-2. Ole Miss has a win over Georgia. Alabama has a win over Georgia. You've got LSU at 3-2, but I don't love them, and Missouri at 3-2, and I don't love them. So now you're really looking at like 6 teams. I call them the 6 above the line teams, because LSU with 3 losses total is not going to the playoffs. And Missouri, even at 10-2, with 2 losses on the road in the SEC by a combined 75-10, they're not going to the playoffs. That is out. So now you're looking at the top 3 and the next 3. A&M, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss. All of those teams ain't going to the playoff. And the problem is they've all beat each other. You know, Bama and Ole Miss now have the win over Georgia. Georgia has a win over Texas, so Texas better not lose the game against Texas A&M. If Texas loses to Texas A&M, we might think a 10-2 Texas is totally safe. But at that point, remember, Texas's best win would be Vandy. So it's like, are we sure that everybody is safe? And the answer is actually no.
Matt, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of people left out that think they're getting in.
This is going to be really interesting, man.
Yeah, it's
I'm
going to be
excited to
super
see how this
interesting.
plays out.
Especially when CU beats BYU and BYU's undefeated in the Big 12 title game, and both of them get in.
You think both get in?
Yeah, I do. I think that if CU wins, they're the 4th seed, and BYU with 1 loss is getting in. They'll be ranked in the top 12, bro. They're not going to fall out of the top 12 with 1 loss in the Big 12 title game. They're not, especially over a 9-3 or 10-2 non-conference champion that's sitting there watching.
You don't think that they're going to get knocked out of the top 12 because it's BYU? You don't?
I don't. No, I don't. By the time they play the game, too, Indiana and Ohio State will have played. Okay, Tennessee and Alabama will have played. Fucking all, you know, or Tennessee and Georgia will have played. Like all A&M and Texas will have played. Like that's a title game, so they're going to have all these teams falling out by beating each other. BYU's undefeated. If CU beats BYU and they finish 11-2 and BYU's 11 or 12-1 or 11-1, they're both going to the playoffs. CU's going as the 4 seed and BYU's going as an at-large 9 or 10 or maybe the 11. Facts.
I'm just gonna put, and I know the opinion has changed as the season goes. We had Joe Klatt on our show this season, early in the season, before North Dakota State, I believe. I just want to play this clip from way back, and I want to see just how it shapes up to where we're at right now.
SEC and the Big 12 likely will only get one representative each in the 12-team format. The Big 12 is going to eat each other alive. The champion will get in. One. That's right. That's right. They will not get a second. And to be honest, it's going to be hard to argue for a second. Think about it. Just play it out for a moment. There's 7, maybe 8 teams that could potentially win the Big 12 championship. That means that the team that loses the Big 12 championship likely will have, at a minimum, 3 total losses. At that point, you are in a fight, a narrative fight, with a room full of 13 people, with a team like Penn State, who might only have 1 loss, with Ole Miss, Missouri, Michigan. They're not going to win those arguments because of the schedule that those teams are going to play in the Power 2 conferences. Then you have the ACC. I just don't think that the ACC is strong enough, in particular after Georgia Tech's win over Florida State, to command a second team. So long answer to tell you, I think those teams and conferences are going to get 1 team each. At that point, they're going to clamor for a second spot.
Yeah, just something to think
Now, this
about.
was before BYU went undefeated and went on their run. So I think that the SEC cannibalized itself more than the other conferences. And again, if BYU's undefeated and their only loss is the Big 12 title game, it's going to be very similar to like a couple years ago where Kansas State beat TCU, but TCU still went to the fucking Final Four. And Kansas State went to the Cotton Bowl and played Alabama. And Kansas State got ran, and they were the Big 12 title champions. And then TCU won a game against Michigan and then got killed by Georgia. TCU still got in, even though they lost the Big 12 title game because they were undefeated. So I guarantee you, if BYU is undefeated when they lose to CU in the Big 12 title game, which they will do, that will happen. CU is going as the 4 seed, and BYU is going as like 10, 11 there, and then the 11 will have to go play 6. So they'll have to go play. BYU will have to go on the road and play Indiana or fucking Texas or some shit. Who knows?
Do you think BYU goes? You don't think they lose to Kansas, Arizona State, or Houston?
I think they could lose to Kansas or Arizona State or Houston, but until they lose, I mean, we just got to go with what's in front of us. I don't know if they're going to make it out of it, but we'll see.
It's going to be interesting. I think Kansas and Houston are starting to play better. Arizona State,
Arizona State's 7-2, bro. Arizona State's killing people. They're really good.
Yeah, they just have a quarterback problem, but I don't know if in the running.
They're undefeated at home, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. BYU's got to go down to Tempe to play them, so that'll be interesting. Let me ask you, Boise, are they in if they win out? I mean, I think they're definitely in.
Yeah.
And then let's see here, Army. If Army wins out,
Army can't get in unless Boise starts to lose.
Yeah, that's fair. And then in the ACC, if you had to pick a team to win it, is it Miami for you? Is it SMU?
SMU is the best team in the ACC.
Man, you and JB say that.
I think SMU is going to be like the 3 seed or the 4 seed, and CU is going to be the other 3 or 4. The top 2 seeds are going to be the winner of Oklahoma or Oregon and Ohio State is going to be the 1 seed in the Big Ten title game.
Yeah.
The winner of the SEC will be the 2. Okay. The winner of the ACC or Big 12 will be 3, and vice versa will be 4. And then Boise could be the 5th seed. Boise could be the 4 seed, and the Big 12 winner could be the 5 seed. But, we'll see what happens there.
Let me ask you, does Georgia get left out?
Yeah, because they're going to lose to Tennessee this weekend.
That's how.
And then that's it. They can go to like the Champs Bowl, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, Tennessee beats Georgia. Knoxville's gonna go crazy out here. But yeah, that'll be interesting. I think Tennessee definitely beats Georgia if Nico plays. If Nico doesn't play, they're not winning. But
well, the other team has Carson Beck.
Really
sucks.
Huh?
The other team has Carson Beck, and that fucking gangly son of a bitch. He's terrible, dog.
Yeah, he's not. I saw him like smiling on the
He looks
sideline
like
when
one of the
they're down.
aliens off of Signs. You've never
you
seen
see
that?
that?
Yeah,
Did you-
either.
did you see that?
You've seen Signs.
Okay, we're talking about two
Okay.
different things.
All right, dude.
What are you talking about?
This is starting to get a little concerning that you don't know shit about fuck when it comes to anything other than like what flashes across your screen. Do you even know what the movie Signs is?
No, and I don't even know
Are
what
you
you're
gonna
talking
get that
about. I'm
reference
not a
then?
movie cat. I'm not a
Son of a
movie
bitch.
guy. You testing about movies. Did you see that picture that I'm talking about?
Nope.
So you didn't see Carson Beck on the sideline in the middle of Ole Miss smiling on the sideline?
I mean, people smile sometimes when things are
No,
bad.
but
It's
like
okay.
it was like they're losing and he looks like
I
way
saw
too-
one of Georgia's walk-on guys celebrating with Ole Miss. That was interesting.
Oh, let's talk about that. So Georgia player Jack Pope, I believe is his name, was seen celebrating with
He
Ole
does
Miss.
look like a zombie. Yes, he looks like a straight zombie.
Yeah, well, you talking about Beck?
Yes. No, we're talking about you now. Yeah, we're talking about Beck. Fuck.
But yeah, let's talk about that Georgia player Jack Pope who was seen celebrating with Ole Miss fans. I'm gonna get the video, but Matt, what is your thoughts on that whole what? I've never. I mean, he must not be very invested into his team. Is my only really.
He would never take another fucking. He'd never step in the goddamn facility again. If I could say anything about it. His dad, must be a big time donor. If that son of a bitch is still on the team, because you know that little fat fucker ain't playing.
That's what I was gonna say.
That kid ain't. He may have a jersey, but he ain't playing. Fucking Rudy's out there jumping around with the Ole Miss people. I think it was just like the one Confederate, the Ole Miss Confederate, was over there bouncing up and down after they won, and he was like,
Ole Miss. You hate Ole Miss.
We're all
Good
Confederates
Lord.
together.
You hate Ole Miss. Oh my god.
I don't hate them. I just want them to call themselves by their proper name. The Ole Miss Rebels, my dick. The Ole Miss Confederates, maybe. Why do they get to keep their name, but the fucking Indians can't keep their name, or the Redskins can't keep theirs?
Nah,
We're naming the fucking Commanders. The Commanders
the
get a name.
demographic of the team where the team resides in. They're not
Oh,
going to change
shut
it in
the
Mississippi, but in
demographic,
Washington
my ass.
D.C.,
Whatever.
they'll change the Redskins. I know it's horseshit.
The Old
I get
Miss
it.
Confederates. If fucking anybody that tries to fucking stand up for the Confederates tells us something. Loser.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a losers.
So you like Commanders better than Redskins? And you like Guardians better than
I hate the
Indians?
Commanders, and I hate the Guardians. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Let's show Kirby Smart's response to Jack Pope, the Georgia player, celebrating with Ole Miss fans who I guess are childhood friends of his. Take a listen.
There's a video on
that's
social media
funny.
of Jake Pope
Yay,
seemingly
we
celebrating. with
won!
some Ole
You're
Miss
on
fans
Georgia's
the field after
football
the game.
team,
Just
you
wanted to see if you
fuckboy.
had seen that and what
It's
your
so good to
reaction
see
it
you.
was.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
what an idiot. Just stupid. I didn't see it till today, but he's embarrassed about it. He's upset about it. That's obviously a childhood friend of his.
Yeah, great. Look, if I saw my childhood friends after, like, okay, my senior year, we held CSU on the goal line. They rushed the field. After the game, I see a couple of my buddies that went to CSU on the field and like, hey, Matt. And I was like, fuck you. It was a straight double bird. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to hang out with you. Take that L, bitch. Go back to Fort Collins. Now it's like, oh my God, let's together. Let's jump up and down. Shut the fuck up. This kind of shit makes me so angry, dude.
I just couldn't believe I saw this. I was like, what the fuck?
On the transfer portal
He gets to play on Georgia? What the fuck is that?
Isn't playing for Georgia? What? Look at this kid. What is he, like 12?
I just don't understand.
What position does what? First of all, what number is this kid, and what position does he play?
Let's see if he still's on Georgia. He's a DB.
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy, Matt, you're gonna love this.
Yeah,
He's a DB. He's 5'11", 200 pounds from Buford, Georgia. Or I guess his name is Jake Pope. Wears number 22. He played in 12 games for Alabama last year.
He played at Alabama? Are you sure?
It says Alabama 2022 through 23.
This
redshirt sophomore
haircut fuck played at Alabama?
It says Alabama 2022 through 23, played in 12 games, primarily working on special teams in year 2 with the Tide, earned his first collegiate snaps against Middle Tennessee. Recorded snaps on defensive special teams at Kentucky, had a team high 10 tackles.
What's wrong with playing Middle Tennessee?
No, because that's out here. That's why I laughed at it.
Yeah, okay.
But 2 pass breakups during the 2023 spring A-Day game.
So he's
I guess
he's the white boy walk-on guy that played special teams in the DB room? Yes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, I'd say. Well, they should cut him. I don't care if it's I'm glad to see my friend after the game. Bitch, we just lost.
I've never gotten that feeling.
I've never in my life seen anything like this. But I'm surprised that they aren't beating the shit out of his ass in the fucking locker room, honestly.
Well,
this is the perfect opportunity to shut the light off and fucking throw a trash can over the kid's head and whip his ass real quick.
If it's Saban's Bama, they do that. But in DeBoer's Bama, do they do that, Matt?
This is Georgia, dog. He plays at Georgia.
Okay, let me rephrase.
Yes. Do I think Kirby Smart would whip someone's ass at Georgia? Quick. Georgia, yeah, come on.
I hope they cut. I mean,
they're not going to cut him. The only reason he's on the team is to bring up the team GPA. He's probably got like a 4.4 grade point average, and he was a fucking All-American, and they got to keep him around so the fucking team GPA looks good. The rest of their team is out driving fucking Lamborghinis and beating up chicks and shit, and fucking, that's cool. So they got to have somebody to bring up the team GPA, and it's this fucking guy. This is just look. We got Eric Weddle on tomorrow, Utah great, who's going to be talking about CU Utah. This is that. I'm interested to hear what Weddle has to say about this too, because this is the kind of shit that just drives me up a wall, bro. I don't care if you're a player or not. I don't even want my fans celebrating with the other fans. How dare you? Especially in Go Dog country. Like, fuck. Did you see that son of a bitch jumping around with the Ole Miss Confederates? Go Dogs. You see that?
I just couldn't believe that I saw this
bitch jumping around.
Matt, you know how Matt,
Go Dogs.
Yeah, I mean, you know how people out here are about football. Like, I'm shocked that this is. I just couldn't believe this.
Yay, we lost. Fuck. And then also he's fucking jumping around with a fucking chunky. Like, God, does she play guard for Ole Miss?
Is that a female? Oh boy.
Yeah, it looks like a female. She plays guard for Ole Miss. He plays safety for Georgia. They met after the game. It was love at first sight. They started bouncing around, and he was like, my titties are bigger than yours, girl. And she goes, prove it, prove it, prove it. And then it was the Ole Miss Georgia reunion, and it was a Confederate and a Bulldog fucking living happily down in the humidity and fucking butt fuck Mississippi, wherever the fuck they are. And they're like, can I get a comb over? And she's like, only if you eat it. Ugh. Gross.
Wow.
Bad. You don't know what to say to that?
No, because I just can't believe that whole situation does not make me very happy. And it's also surprising. I would never expect that either. That's just sad.
Thank you, brother, because I deal with this daily. Some days I don't even know what day it is. Like today when we started the show.
Well, Matt, good show on this fine Wednesday.
You're cutting me off, huh? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. You guys go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please. No. You run the show. It's all good.
Fine show on this fine Wednesday. We're going to be back with Eric Weddle tomorrow. This is going to be a great show on Thursday. Kind of preview.
Real women came from the Bible Belt. Well, that's good because there's a bunch of fake women outside the Bible Belt. That's for sure. There's probably less fake women in the Bible Belt. Would you agree?
Out here? Yeah.
I would say there's less fake women. trans testicles. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
no, good.
There's
You ain't gonna
less.
find that out here, man.
There's less
No.
Mike Obamas in
No,
your
no,
area.
no.
There's no Mike Obamas there.
Nope, nope, whatever, Mike, whatever you want to call her, or him, her.
Mike.
Yeah, you ain't gonna find that out here. Don't worry.
I want to be like
We in the South.
Mike.
We in the gray South. Nah, you know, no, out here. Don't worry.
No.
But man, great show today. Closing thoughts. Then we got Weddle on tomorrow. I'm really excited for that. And then
Weddle on tomorrow at 1:00, and Rick George on Friday at 1:00, and we'll close out the week on a high note, and talk some shit and have some laughs. And big ups to the 1294 in the chat. Thank you very much. Without us, we wouldn't have a fucking show. So keep it rolling.
Yeah, and let me ask you, or let Ali ask you.
I don't know if we're going to the game Saturday or not. So if we go, then no, and if we don't, then I don't know yet. Maybe.
Well, Ali, stay tuned and you'll find out. We'll be back tomorrow with Eric Weddle, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain. It's all 1,294 people here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family. We'll be back tomorrow.